You know, in the world of live events, something really interesting is happening. There's this huge strategic shift away from just, broadcasting a moment in time and moving into the business of creating permanent, valuable assets. So let's dive in and break down exactly how that works.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. For most events, what happens after the stream cuts off? Honestly, not a whole lot. The energy just kind of vanishes, right? The recording ends up on a server somewhere collecting digital dust, and all that value just disappears. But what if that moment, that live moment, was actually the beginning instead of the end?
And guess what? Clients are starting to ask that exact same question. See, in the past, all they needed was pretty simple. Can you get us online? Can you transmit the signal? And can we have a recording? But today, what they're asking for is completely different. They want real audience engagement, they want the message to be crystal clear, and, this is the big one, they want to be able to reuse all that great content long after the event is over.
Now, this big shift in what clients expect leads us directly into a major challenge, a problem that's facing the entire industry, really. Let's call it the live stream commodity trap.
Here's the deal. The technology to go live has never been easier or cheaper, and that means that just providing a stable, reliable stream, well, that's not special anymore. It's the bare minimum. It's just the ticket to the game. And when your main service becomes a commodity, the only way you can compete is on price. And that is a race to the bottom that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to win.
So how do you get out of that trap? Well, you stop competing on the old terms. You don't play their game. You add a new layer of value on top, something that technology by itself just can't copy. You add the narrative layer.
And this is where a brand new, absolutely essential role comes into play, the creative and narrative director. Now, don't just think of this as another producer. This person's entire focus is shaping the event from the very beginning so that it's powerful on screen, so it holds people's attention, and here's the most important part, so it creates value long after that live stream is over.
So let's get specific. What does this person actually do? Well, first, they design the event to make sure it lands perfectly on camera for everyone watching at home. Second, they structure the whole thing, the entire flow, to grab and hold that attention. And third, this is the real game changer, they plan from day one how all this great content is going to be repurposed into valuable assets, like social media clips and highlight reels.
This quote from the source material it absolutely nails it. This is a high-level, strategic role. It's all about creative judgment, about experience, and about storytelling. It's not about day-to-day client hand-holding or worrying about the technical ops.
And to protect that strategic value, you have to set some really firm boundaries. This person is not there to be a client's emotional support. They're not a social media manager posting every day. And they are not a technician setting up gear. You see, defining what the role isn't is just as critical as defining what it is, because it stops that super high-value work from getting watered down by a bunch of lower-value tasks.
Okay, so how do you actually turn this into a business model that works? How do you sell it? Well, it's all built around three very distinct tiers of value.
All right, the first, most basic package, let's call it the security camera. It does exactly what you'd think. It records everything reliably, passively. It just sits there. The client gets a stream, they get a recording, and that's it. Job done. Now, this second package is a massive step up. This is the live TV broadcast. This is where that narrative director gets involved before the event even happens. It's actively directed, it's paced for an audience, and it's designed from the ground up to be engaging right in that moment.
And the top tier? What's the premium offering? Well, that's the documentary. And this isn't just about the live event anymore. This is about planning from day one to tell a story that lasts. The goal here is to create an entire suite of content that's going to fuel the client's campaign for weeks or even months after the fact.
So here's how it all breaks down side by side. Package 1, the security camera, is all about access. Package 2, the live broadcast, is focused on engagement. And Package 3, the documentary, is designed to deliver longevity. As you move up through these tiers, the creative input and the potential for reuse just grows and grows. I mean, it makes sense, right? You don't get a documentary for the price of a security fee.
And this leads us to a really critical, non-negotiable rule. It's simple. If a client wants any of that narrative work, or talking clips, highlights, speaker prep, any of it, they simply cannot be in Package 1. That boundary is absolutely essential for protecting your most valuable creative work from being sold at commodity prices.
And just look at how this whole structure incentivizes your sales team. The commission they can earn grows so much as they sell these higher value packages. It aligns everybody's goals perfectly. Selling the more creative, narrative-driven work is better for the client, it's better for the company, and it's way better for the salesperson.
And here's the quiet genius of this model. The basic technical stuff, the cameras, the crew, the streaming platform, a lot of the time, it's the same for all three packages. The extra money, that higher price, it comes entirely from the value of the brainpower, the design, the strategic thinking, and all those amazing reusable assets you create.
Which brings us right to the ultimate payoff of this whole strategy. It's about making that fundamental shift in your thinking, from a temporary broadcast to a permanent asset.
You know, in an age of AI and automation, this quote says everything. AI can do a lot. It can transcribe, it can even make rough edits. But it can't provide human judgment. It doesn't have taste, and it can't weave a compelling narrative. This model is about future-proofing your business by selling the scarce, high-value skills that only humans have.
And this isn't just some abstract business theory, right? The benefits are super concrete and tangible for all kinds of clients. Corporations get messaging that's way clearer. Universities can create learning modules they can use again and again. Cultural festivals get these powerful assets for promotion. The value is specific, and it's very, very real.
What's really important to get here is that this is an evolution, not a revolution. The foundation, the technical excellence you're known for, that stays exactly the same. What gets better is everything you build on top of it. The size of your deals, how you stand out in the market, and your appeal to clients all over the world. So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, what's the bottom line? Well, this approach increases the value of every single deal. It dramatically improves the perceived quality of your work, it turns one-off events into assets that keep working for your clients, and it opens up brand new doors for international growth.
And that is exactly why this new strategic role should never, ever be seen as a cost. It's not a line item you have to absorb. It's a revenue multiplier. It's an investment that directly unlocks higher profits and a much more sustainable business for the future.
Ultimately, this entire explainer, it all boils down to one simple but really powerful idea. The purpose isn't just to push a button and go live anymore. The real goal, the future of this whole industry, is to partner with your clients to create something of true, lasting value, an asset.